We are Southeastern 16 talking some SEC football today. We're going to talk about why Texas A&M is going to be a team to watch in 2025. And when I say a team to watch, this is going to be a team that I think could make a run because the makeup of this team heading into 2025 in Mike Elko's second year as head coach, looking good so far as roster moves, guys coming in. Obviously, they did lose some guys into the portal, but I think some additions that they made and the fact that some guys are hanging around in College Station is going to make the Aggies one to watch in 2025. So I've got three reasons I feel like that they will be a team to watch and a team that can do some big things in 2025. The first reason is the offensive line is staying intact. All five offensive linemen are returning this year. That's huge. One, to have uh, guys committed to stay and play, but that unit specifically, it takes time to gel as an offensive line unit with your quarterback. Well, these guys have done that this whole year, and I think one guy specifically that I think is big coming back is Trey Zune the third. He's the blindside protector for Marcell Reed. He could have gone to the NFL draft, but he didn't. He wanted to come back and play, and so he's one of the five starting offensive linemen that are returning for Texas A&M. I think that is huge. Not only to have Zune coming back, but all five coming back. When you can have that unit as a whole, who had a good year. I mean, they obviously struggled at times, but look, overall, the offensive line I thought was pretty good for A&M to have all those guys coming back. To me, is huge for the Aggies, and I think that is one perk to this team in 2025 is to have all five of those guys coming back, and they've played for Elko now under a year. They've played with Marcell Reed some, and so I think that is a huge bonus for Texas A&M coming into 2025. Another reason I think A&M is going to be a team at the top of the SEC in 2025 is some of the key offensive transfers that have come in to Texas A&M. I'll start with receiver Kevin Concepcion. He is going to be a big part of the receiver room in 2025. You think about all of the receivers that have been lost to the either to graduation or to the draft for Texas A&M. They needed some new faces in that receiver room, and I think going out and getting the 2023 ACC Rookie of the Year, Kevin Concepcion from North Carolina State, I think is a big addition. And so he steps into that receiver spot, specifically that X spot, and I think he is going to. While we saw him do some good things this year. He had a great freshman season in 2023. We saw him do some good things this year, but I think him stepping in at Texas A&M, I think is going to be not only great for him, but for the team to have a guy like that they can throw to. So I think his addition is great. I think the addition of receiver Mario Craver is great from Mississippi State. Um, you know, you got Craver, you got Concepcion. These guys have played a lot of football. And so both of those guys together, I think a great addition again in Craver there to the wide receiver room. And another huge addition out of the portal is Amari Niblack, the Texas Longhorn transfer. He started his career at Alabama, then went to Texas, and is now coming to College Station. And he will be the starting tight end because they have lost four tight ends as the Aggies. And so Niblack immediately comes in and looks to be the starter. And I think that'll be really good for Texas A&M to because Niblack is a pretty consistent tight end. He's a great blocker. He can catch the ball as well, and he's a playmaker. And so I think he'll be a great addition to Texas A&M as well. So they've had some key transfers on the offensive side of the ball that I definitely will think will help Texas A&M be at the top of the SEC in 2025. And the third reason is you've got Marcell Reed coming back, and you've got Le'Veon Moss coming back. those two guys, I think, the fact that Reed did get a lot of playing time this year, he um, obviously there was some really good moments. There was some um, questionable moments. There was some growing pains, some growing moments. But overall, I think Marcell Reed can give this team a good spark this year. 1,864 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. As far as his numbers for Texas A&M goes, so I think him returning is great and will can give this team a spark. But then Le'Veon Moss as well just was a dude this year for Texas A&M. Um, so much fun to watch. He was a guy that he's a really strong runner, ran for 765 yards, 121 carries, averaged 6.3 yards per carry, had 10 touchdowns. When he touched the ball, there was something special about him, and Texas A&M fans seem to love him from what I see and hear. And so he could have gone to the draft. He's coming back, and great decision for him, I think. And I think having him and Reed back will definitely add a spark to this team. But the fact that, like I mentioned, the offensive line returns, you got some key offensive transfers in Marcell Reed, Le'Veon Moss coming back. I think that is huge and will put Texas A&M towards the top of the SEC. Now, the biggest questions to me for A&M would be the defense. They've got 7 starters coming back on the defensive side of the ball. Only one on the defensive line, though. That's where the work is going to have to go into, is on the defensive side of the ball heading into 2025. We'll see what additions they can bring in out of the portal on that side, but they've got some work to do on the defensive line. That may be what could take a step back as far as being at the top of the SEC. But again, offensively, I think they're pretty set there in College Station. So looking forward to seeing what the Aggies can do coming up in 2025 with all the pieces that they've added. And the guys that are staying, I think, are a bonus as well for Mike Elko heading into year 2. But Mike Elko's side of the ball is the defense. He's going to have his defense ready to go no matter who's out there on the field for the Texas A&M Aggies in 2025. We have it covered with all things SEC football, not only football, but basketball and baseball as well here on Southeastern 16. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends, spread the word about Southeastern 16 as we talk SEC sports year-round here on the channel. We'll have plenty of SEC football content going all through the offseason, all through the summer, as we continue to get you ready for the 2025 season now that the 24 season is officially over. I'm Chase Robinson. We are Southeastern 16.